Let's talk about safety communications. Safety communications using UnitsPro consists of three major elements. Number one is the content of the material to be delivered. Number two is the delivery of the material. And number three is tracking of the material. I'm going to go through using our development environment here and walk through the process. And right now we're going to start with our safety communications module where we manage our content. So in here, we have our information by type. This type is set by UnitsPro and can be enhanced upon request. We go in here and we can add a new communication to each of these types as appropriate. And when we add one, we have to fill out some information. What's the name of it and the description? What type? And type is either a document or a video. And what's the completion type? It's either supplementary or required. Is this an active one? If it's inactive, it'll fall to the bottom of the list. The schedule type. When we set this up, we determine what's the periodicity. Do we want this to be shown or visible to the delivery device? This one is set up as a one-time. It starts on April 3rd, and we've got it running for 1 month. So this is going to be visible in the delivery tool in the time entry for a period of 1 month or until they complete it. We can also specify whether all owners will see this. That's all of your customers. Or if we uncheck that, we can pick which of your customers' employees will see that. So in the delivery device and time entry again, first thing that's done is in that process is to pick your jobs. If you pick a job associated with that owner, then this communications will come up. If you're working for a different owner and you pick their jobs, then this communication will not come up. We'll go ahead and put this back to all. Departments, same thing. We can do this for distribution, substation, transmission, however we break this up so that it's not necessarily needing to be a one-size-fits-all solution. Then all branches. And we can select this by branches. The content is dropped in here. We said this is a document, so we put in a file. It can be any type of a file format, PDF, Word, Excel, whatever's preferred, but obviously PDF is the standard. And we can provide it in English or Spanish, or you can choose from the library. Right now, this library is not populated, but in production, we'll have over 250 toolbox talks available to select and use those to build your content here. So once we do this job by job, let's just look at this one here real quick. This one was set up as an annual. These periods are new hire only. The one time, monthly, quarterly, annual, biannual. So those options, if you pick anything other than new hire or one time, it's going to reoccur on this basis. So on this one here, every March 10th until 2025, this one's going to come up automatically and be delivered to your folks for a 30-day window. It's a supplemental one. And you can see the runs down here, and we keep track of some data. Again, our development environment has some minimal data in it, but you can get the gist of what we're doing. So we can build this. If you have something you want to get out immediately to your crews, you can add the new communications, make it a required one time, and send out your incident reports, near misses, whatever communications you're trying to get out to them. Or you can have these other topics set up and use those to go through. So this is actually a very tedious process to go through and structure this. Currently working on building some reports. There will be a reports button here in the next 2 weeks that will allow you to see how these things are laid out and staggered. And especially for your periodicity ones, how often is this occurring? You don't want to go from a point of providing limited information to your workforce to flooding them with this information. Typically, one per day is optimal, and we want to lay this out such that they're not flooded. And we'll give you some Gantt tools to take a look at that and make sure that we have a good strategy laid out here. So that'll be coming in the next week or two to get that laid out. We can view the details of any single. So we're going to jump from content to tracking, and then we'll go into the delivery. When I want to talk about tracking while we're here. Here I can view the details of this particular period for this one, who's reviewed it, when it was assigned, when did they review it, who reported it as being completed. So we can do that on an individual run. Close this, go back to the main. Or we can go look at our employees. So here I can look at the statistics for any individual employee. And it shows us what's current, what's completed, what's not completed, and a bunch of other information. So, and then down here it shows everything that's been assigned and all the history and such. This is nice information. Again, we'll put a reports button down here so that we can go ahead and run a report and get this information. So from this point, I want to make sure you understand. We're going to manage our content in here, get everything laid out the way we want it to be delivered to our workforce. And then we can track by individual communication or by employees in here. And we'll have reports available in all these places to make it nice and easy to get the information out of here for you. Going to close here and then start up a new video. I'll merge these all together. But in delivery, we have time entry for a crew or for general time, which is for the supervision and office staff. So right here, we can determine whether this goes to the crews or to the general time, which are the supervisors and office tasks. And want to step through what this communications looks like, what the delivery folks are going to see in both of these formats, both in the main system and in the mobile app. So we're going to just step right through this and give you a look and hopefully get you pretty excited about how easy it's going to be to communicate with your field forces and to get feedback back that they've actually looked at this material. Okay, in this segment, we're going to look at using the main app for time entry. And let's pick on Mr. Casey Ellis here. So let's go into his time entry. And so the first thing you do in time entry is pick your jobs. So we'll just pick that one for demonstrations. We'll go next. And now it brings in all the safety communications that are assigned to that owner, that job, and these folks. And you can see that some of these have been done, but not all. So apparently this gentleman was assigned to this crew after these were done. So we just want to make sure that we're picking up new folks, why he wasn't done on his prior crew, immaterial. We can go and do this. But you notice these cells are locked unless you go in and take a look, and this just run through A. I can't complete these unless I at least click the link and bring up the video. Now, do I need to sit here and watch the whole thing? Nah, but we've got to have a bit of an honor system here. So this is going to go ahead and bring up this video. This is just a random video we put in here for demonstrations, but let's go ahead and bringing it right into the app, and here we go. So let's turn this off. So now I can click this and mark all of them done for A or in certain individuals. Boom. Now, when Mr. Ellis comes in here tomorrow to do his time entry, he won't have to see this. This has been marked done and we'll proceed on. So at that point, we can proceed with our time entry. And it's just like we always do it, nothing new. So I'm going to stop this video and we're going to repeat this exercise for the next day in the app to see what that looks like. Okay, in this segment, we're going to repeat time entry for Mr. Ellis's crew, but in this case, we're going to use the mobile app. So I'm using my Knox Player emulator to record this. We're going to go ahead and log in. Go to our timesheets, pick our week. See, Monday's already been submitted and approved. We just did that. I'm going to hop down here to later in the week where we've got some new content that will have flowed in. And pick our job. So now you can see, hey, we've got quite a bit that's piled in here. And our crew has changed. And everyone is seeing all this, but we've got a new fella here. He didn't see A, which was that communications we did last time. And we've got quite a bit. Now, if they would have been doing this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as this was flowing in, these things would be getting done and we wouldn't have such a pile up here. But let's just go ahead and take a look at item D here. So that's going to pop open a simple little toolbox talk. Folks go through it. They can go through and look at these other links if there's active links in here, but review that information. Mark all crew members done. It does so, and away you go. Now, a feature in here is if this becomes annoying, we can hide it all. But at this point, we've taken care of communications. These folks will now have credit for done completed item D today, and they're good, and that should fall off going forward. Okay, in this next segment, we're going to take a look at the general time entry and how safety communications is integrated into it. Again, general time is for one-person crews, individuals like superintendents and office personnel. See, we've been testing with Mr. Tyler here, so we're going to continue going on Saturday for Mr. Pinter here. And when it opens up, these are the assigned safety communications. Again, he can hide those if he doesn't want to see them. Go ahead and open that document. And as soon as he says open, you can see a done box comes up here while this is loading in. And this is just a simple PDF document. All right, it loaded in my other screen. I'm not going to be able to bring that in on the video, but it just popped up in a PDF. I can mark it done. And at that point, go ahead and close. Normally I go due to my time here, obviously, but we just want to demonstrate how this comes in and what is seen. And we're done. So I'm going to complete this video and we'll go on to general time entry in the app next. Now finally, general time in the mobile app. Go ahead and log in. Go to our timesheets. Pick our week. Pick our day. All we have to do is open the document. It'll give us the link to complete it and do our time entry. And It will report is done, and that's it. Thanks, and hopefully you're as excited about safety communications in time entry as we are.